Oh no, oh no. You see the difference here? The one on the left, she just had something really spicy that her lips are swollen, her mouth is swollen, and this comparison over here is the perfect example why I don't trust pop-up rates at all. This is a train wreck. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven and it is the time of the month again, to take a look at every single genuine skill figure that has been released in the past month. So for today, we'll be taking a look at genuine anime skill figures that has been released in August 2023. I have been thinking about doing the same thing to resin figures, but this is very difficult to really pinpoint which resin figure released in which month because they don't really exactly have an official release date or even a release month, right? So I have no way of doing that yet at the moment. So we'll stick to genuine anime skill figures for now for our monthly release highlights. Alright. This video should be out a few days earlier, but I'm struggling with motivation here when it comes to editing my videos. So things got delayed a bit. Anyways, now we shall go into myfigurecollection.net, and this is the page over here where I normally use to check out any figure that has been released each month. Right. As usual, I have already selected the figures I want to cover. We will be focusing mostly on female Bishoujo characters. And only skill figures, of course. Alright, the first one here, we have Yoshizawa Kasumi Kaito version by Amakuni, which has been released on 31st of August for 20,000 yen. I can see this one selling really well. I mean, Persona 5 is really popular. And the pose on this figure, not overly complicated, yet quite stylish. At the same time, I actually like the figure quite a bit, even though I'm not really a big fan of Persona. Of course, I did not play the game, but I tried watching some of the anime adaptations a bit and I did not understand the thing. The next one here, okay. Azur Lane Illustrious 1x7 skill by Brilliant Journey and Union Creative. Out on 31st August for almost 25,000 yen. Okay, so I'm not really familiar with how Union Creative makes Azur Lane figures. I mean, Union Creative focuses a lot on original characters, artwork characters, and the occasional To Love Ru figures, right? So this is one of very few very attractive looking Azur Lane figures coming out from Union Creative. And there are two user pictures over here and she looks really promising. I do think she is actually not a bad purchase at all. I mean, look at that. They got the face done right. I'm not sure if I like her hair that much because the hair is a bit too glossy to my taste. It makes that specific part look a bit too cheap, right? Semi-gloss is fine, but that is a bit too glossy, right? It is reflecting under the light, but overall the figure looks great. So feel free to get one if you are interested in this figure. User photos appear to be quite nice. The next one here, okay, this is one of those original character figures which I was really interested in, and if budget wasn't that much of an issue, this thing would be on my desk right now ready for a review. 1x6 skill Hoshikawa Chigusa from Hot Venus and Native. This one is almost 25,000 yen as well. Now, as I mentioned before in the past, right, face mask is starting to become quite a fashion accessory in some way in recent years since the pandemic began. I mean, anime characters which are wearing masks, right? They were not really a thing until in recent years. This face plate over here, this face expression, I would definitely display her with this one over here. I'm not going to scroll any further because it is not safe for work, but this is a great purchase. The next one here, we have a 1x7 skill Star Guardian from League of Legends. This is by Good Smile Arts Shanghai. Okay, released on 30th August for, 32,600 yen almost. Now, this is really pricey. Not really my kind of figure at all. Like, I'm not really a fan of the character design. And I know League of Legends is really popular, but I don't play the game as well. I only play 2 or 3 games at any one time. I don't really play a large amount of titles because I don't really have the time to do so, unfortunately. You know, like I need to create content for YouTube. I need to enjoy my usual hobby with photographing anime figures as well, and there are a bunch of other things to do. Okay, this one being 32,000 yen, how do I put it? The colors are really nice. I love the colors over here. The gradient colors and all, but 32k, I don't think this is a very large figure. 32k feels rather expensive, in fact. Yeah, 24 centimeters. That is BS, right? Yeah, 24 centimeters, but that figure is like, yeah, that figure is standing on something, and yeah, the height is already being increased by a few centimeters over there, so it is just an illusion. The next one here from Girls Frontline, we have AR-15, every American's favorite rifle to bring to schools. Yep. 1x7 skill by FNEX Company. Now, this is one of the more desirable figures from Girls Frontline by FNEX Company, which I am really interested in. Together with PA-15, yeah, that Chinese dress PA-15 in that squatting pose. I think she is already out for a month or two by now. I even saw it in a recent anime convention. Yeah, quite desirable for me. This one is only 22,000 yen almost, and out on 29th. Yeah, to me, this figure actually has a problem with how she only looks good from very specific angles. And this view over here from the front, I'm actually not a fan of it. In fact, this viewing angle, the figure looks a bit weird. I think it is the face, but if you view it from the side, I think the side view of this figure, yeah, something like this looks a lot better somehow. And yeah, oh, this angle is fine as well. This angle is fine, and the side view is really nice, but the default angle, this one over here, yeah, this one, I'm not really sure about this viewing angle. Maybe they are focusing on the rifle. I mean, AR-15, right? They are focusing on rifle, but make no mistake, that rifle, the details are amazing. The next one here, we have Centaur Sprightly Spring version by Flare. This is from Azur Lane, out on 29th of August for almost 25,000 yen. No skill is mentioned over here. Interesting. But Flare figures, they are normally 1x7 skill. Okay, and even dimensions 26 centimeters. Yeah, that is somewhere between, yep, 1x7 scale, 26 centimeters all the way to the top of that fan in her left hand. So if you deduct that 2 or 3 centimeters 1x7 scale, I believe I mentioned this before, but a few months ago, I think, right? Flare is altered. Of course, if you emailed them and try to ask them, they'll deny it. Sometimes they prefer to keep things under wraps and in secrecy for any reason that is up to our own guess, right? You'll see the way they did the paintwork on this figure and the way they gradient and shaded it. Yeah, and even the sculpting, it is very similar to Alter's style. And if that isn't enough to convince you, you take a look at the logo. I mean, the logo and the font of this word Flare over here, and compared to Alter, yeah, the font is very similar, almost a dead giveaway even. Up next, we have Milim Nava from FNEX Company. Yeah, from that slime anime. 18,000 yen only. Wow, this is great value. Out on 29th August. Yeah, I like it when a figure of an anime character is pretty much depicting what the character exactly is like in the anime, the manga, and so on. And this is exactly it. Yeah, I like this a lot. I mean, for 18,000 yen, you can't really go wrong with this figure of Milim Nava. There are so many scale figures of her. There are even those fancy China dress version, which looks fantastic. Yeah, the one by Eastream. But that isn't what she looks like in the anime. So I would really prefer something like this over the extremely complicated ones that Eastream is coming up with. Presumably that is based on some light novel cover, manga cover, or artwork. I understand there is an origin to those outfit styles somewhere out there, right? It is based on an artwork. But yeah, specifically for anime characters, I knew that there is an anime adaptation. I would prefer it to be based on the anime. The next one here, okay, this Kinomoto Sakura from Cardcaptor Sakura by Good Smile. This was an exclusive, isn't it? Oh, no, not this one. There was another one which was a Good Smile online exclusive, which was really expensive, not this one. Yeah, this is a different version. And if for any reason you missed out on that exclusive version, actually this one is not a bad purchase at all. Yeah, the one on the right, that is the exclusive one, I think. Not my kind of figure at all, and yeah, this is something for old school anime fans, right? But not really my kind of thing. So this one is, oh wow, 48,000 yen almost. 47,000 yen before taxes, more like over 50,000 yen. But this thing is huge, as you can see, 53 centimeters. So I guess the price is kind of justified. I don't know. Would you pay over 50,000 yen for something like this? Yeah, let me know down in the comments below. But then if you compare it to resin figures, I suppose that the pricing for a resin figure with a similar size over here would be way worse than 50,000 yen anyways. Next, we have another figure from Persona 5. This is Morgana Okumura Haru and Lucia and Noah by Mega House. So it has to be non-scale. 22,000 yen. Is this under their GEM series? No, I don't think so. Okay, 27.5 centimeters non-scale. 27.5, yeah, this is close to 1/7 scale as well. Actually, 22,000 yen is not bad at all when you're getting option parts, you see. You can display her differently. If I had to choose, well, this is a tough choice because both of them looks pretty nice anyway. Up next, from Blue Archive, we have Erona at 1/7 scale by Alice Glint and 1000. Okay, this is 21,500 yen out on 29th of August as well. And the only thing I can say about Erona is that she is Blue Archive's version of Ram. Yeah, this is Ram. That is how I see her. And yeah, while I am really interested in collecting a few figures from Blue Archive, but Erona isn't it. Not interested in her. There are other characters which I might buy, but to me, this totally looks like Ram, and I couldn't get over that very fact. Up next, okay, this figure of Ayanami Rei by version Radio Eva Part 2 by Hobby Max. Two different versions as always. There is the colored version over here, 18,500 yen, great purchase. And this is partially an advert for Fila, right? Okay, but it is still really nice. I like this a lot. Very photogenic, very casual. I always love figures with casual outfits, you see. Not necessarily the most sophisticated figure, but as a photographer myself who like to photograph figures, yeah, they look excellent in photos and not too difficult to set up in a diorama. And of course, there we go, the grayscale version, which presumably is based on the artwork. I can't figure out why I would prefer this over the colored version. Yeah, she still looks great in photography, as you can see over here. It really depends on how you do the photo work, I suppose. The eyes are still red, but everything else, almost everything else, is black and white. The next one here from Uma Musume, we have Daiwa Scarlet 1/7 scale by Max Factory, 21,600 yen. Now this is a bargain price for 1/7 scale figure. And Max Factory, yeah, they make excellent scale figures. I bought so many of their FGO figures, and inexplicably, yeah, their figures bargain bin despite being so well made, right? Perhaps it is just an issue with overproduction, where supply exceeds demand. Now this one is a very safe purchase. If you love her, yeah, go ahead and pick one up. The next one here, we have a 1/7 scale Hatsune Miku Gaoshan Liu Shui version by Good Smile Company. Oh, must be Gaoshan Liu Shui, which is like mountains with flowing water, something like that. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a proverb in Chinese. 28,500 yen, more like 30k, including taxes, out on 28th of August. Yeah, it has to be mountain and water. A dead giveaway over there with the way the figure is being set up. Now, this is really nice. Yeah, how do I put it? Very artistic looking version of Miku. Not my favorite Miku figure, but this one is actually quite photogenic as well. I would love to photograph this version of Miku. I would suggest waiting a bit longer before buying it, because there is a chance you can score this figure for a bit cheaper. Miku figures, they often been quite a bit, like 20-30% easily. Don't buy one too early, you know. Now here we have some user pictures already. Yeah, I think she looks fine. I would prefer a bit more shading on the paintwork, but then again, this is based on the original artwork, and if the artwork is like that, they have to follow it. Up next, from the Idolmaster Cinderella Girls, Shirayuki Chiyo from Dreamtech and Wave. Okay, this one is 22,700 yen out on 28th of August as well. While this may be an Idolmaster figure, to me, first impression, it is just a made figure, right? Yeah, something only Idolmaster fans will buy. I have already stopped collecting idol figures. I only have one IMAS figure left, Kanzaki Ranko. Yeah, the big one by Outer. That is the only one left. I sold off the rest. Yeah, this one is a bit on the plain and boring side of things. Two face plates, and the problem here is that the two face plates are barely different. I would prefer something a bit more different. The next one here, original character Ryokishi Colidis 1x7 scaled by Deceitor, which should be a Chinese brand. Chinese brand, because there are two release dates over here, including a China release date. 949 CNY, 24,600 yen, out on 26th of August. Okay, so there are no user photos of this figure yet, because no, original characters, they are very niche to begin with. Not many people buy them. And those who bought them, presumably, yeah, they have not received her yet. I would love to see actual product photos of this figure, so that I get a rough idea on the quality to expect from this unfamiliar brand. I've only reported about this brand in Figure News Fix pre-orders, but I haven't seen their figures in person or even the photos yet. The next one here, we have a rather generic looking Hatsune Miku figure, but she appears to be sitting on a 3D printer. Yeah, that is totally an SLA 3D printer, right? Resin printer by Prime 1 Studio and Prisma Wing. Alright, 18,000 yen out on 25th. Okay. That is actually a mini bar or a mini fridge for wine, but why would you cover it with orange plastic? That is a blue light filter. Why would you do that? It totally looks like a resin 3D printer to me at first glance. Mainly because of the orange plastic, orange glass door. Yeah, quite ordinary, and should you choose to skip this Miku figure, yeah, just skip it if your budget is limited. The face is not very nice either. Up next, okay, we have Marum, an original elf character under Vertex Elf Mura series, yeah, the Village Elf series. This is possibly their first lolly character in the series, I think, 25,000 yen. And yeah, this series, if you love collecting elf figures, this series is a must-have in my opinion. And of course, there is an exclusive version with this grass base. Go for this one, don't go for the standard one if you can, unless it is sold out, of course. The next one, another elf figure. This is a dark elf. Lyra 1x6 scale by Vertex, 27,000 yen, regular version, and of course, the one that comes with grass base. Now, this one, I like this one a lot more. Yeah, mainly for the details around her outfit. Now, this blush face expression over here, this is an exclusive, I think. This is really nice. I'm just enjoying the pictures over here because there is no chance of me ever buying this when I can't even finish buying all the FGO figures I want. I know I should aim for more variety, you know, go for figures from a few more different franchises, a few more different series instead of sticking to that 1 to 3 same titles. Up next, we have this 1x8 scale power from Chainsaw Man. This is Kotobukiya Art FXJ. Okay, 17,000 yen out on 25th of August. Okay, let's not look at the official product pics because we have user pics for this one. Okay, nice. Alright, so this couple of user pictures over here pretty much confirms everything I've said all this while about Kotobukiya Art FXJ. You're going to get a decent sculpted figure. The face is okay, no problems with the face at all over here, but outside of there, don't expect any intricate details. I mean, look at her outfit over here, her white shirt, that blue color coat outside, and also the black trousers. Yeah, as you can see, it is just a flat layer of paintwork, no shading, no gradient, nothing at all. Well, they're only paying 17,000 yen for this, so I wouldn't expect too much, but in the end, this is still a good buy. And as usual, while Kotobukiya gives you a decent diorama base, at a low price, as you can see, yeah, the detailing isn't very good, right? Those cement blocks on the ground over there, yeah, they don't even look like cement or concrete to me. They look very plastic. Up next, we have Original Creators Collection Sandmade Quiz 1x6 Skill by Native and Pink Cat. 25,200 yen, 27k including taxes, out on 25th of August. I've seen so many figures with the same exact pose, I've lost count, and the next figure I'm about to share with you guys, yeah, same exact pose as well. This one, well, not exactly same exact pose, but very similar. Neko Yanagi Momo 1x6 scale version 2 by Alpha Max and SkyTube. 23,000 yen now, that is a great price for a 1x6. Out on 24th of August, you see? Yeah. The pose is very similar. I'm assuming the artist is the same person. Probably the same artist. I haven't been paying attention over here. Now, this is a generic made figure, so I'll be skipping something like this for sure. Up next, we have two versions of this 1x7 scale figure of Azuma from Azur Lane. Yeah, this is by Alter, 28,800 yen. Yeah, over 30k for the deluxe version. Basically, you're getting that shelf over there, that half moon shelf, Chinese style, and the regular version without it. Okay, so the price difference with the regular version would be, wow, 5,000-6,000 yen of difference just for that shelf over there. I would still advise you guys to go for the more expensive version. I mean, if you are paying over 20k, 25k for a high-end scale figure, might as well go all out, because when you place a pre-order on a figure like this, yeah, you have so many months to save up. I would say don't skimp on things, go all out and go for the better version. Now see this one, you get a shelf over there and then you even get a mirror on the other side. This is really nice. I can see why this accessory cost another 5,000-6,000 yen now. I think it's worth it. The next one here, we have Bumblebee. Bumble from Bishoujo Statue Transformers by Kotobukiya. 1x7 scale, only 16,000 yen, out on 24th of August. Okay, this one isn't as nice compared to that Optimus figure. Yeah, this one isn't as nice. I suppose it is down to the color scheme. The next one here, we have Lam from Urusei Yatsura. 1x7 scale instead of 1x8 by Kotobukiya. Art FX series, okay, 17,000 yen, out on 24th August. Yeah, this is the natural option to go for if you couldn't afford the 1x4 scale by FuRyu. Yeah, there is a 1x4 of her with a really nice natural looking pose. But for us mere mortal human beings with an average budget, yeah, this is more than good enough. Up next, okay, this figure of Raphtalia is the one I've been telling you guys to buy for the past few months. Whenever a figure brand comes up with their own version of Raphtalia, and then I will just say, wait for the Kotobukiya one, wait for the Koto one, and this is the one I was talking about. This is the Sword Hero version. 24,000 yen, out on 23rd of August. Now look at the pose of this figure. Like, you're getting a relatively unique base that is not too huge, covers the figure just enough, and you get a very nice pose to boot. There is nothing not to like about this figure of Raphtalia. This is among the best figures of her out there, and if you loved her, you did not pre-order one, grab one while you can. I predict that this figure will be a lot harder to find in the future. Yeah, grab one while you can. Unfortunately, no user pictures yet, which is disappointing. I was expecting this figure to be a bit more popular. Was expecting to see people to post pictures by now, more than a week after release. Yeah. Up next, we have Aki Makoto from Princess Connect Redive, 1x7 skill by Good Smile and Wing Company. Oh, okay, this one. 23,500 yen. I remember this one from Figure News Fix as well. Back then, I said that this figure was overpriced, if I remembered correctly. But now, half a year later, when the figure is finally out, I would say the price is okay. I wouldn't call it overpriced today. I mean, look at the figure prices today, right? They keep going up. By now, I would say this is normal price for 1x7 scale. A very nice purchase for anyone who loves animal girls, myself included. Up next, we have, okay, this is old. This is really old. Hatsune Miku Racing version 2010. Now, Good Smile made a scale figure of her more than 10 years ago, and that was only 8,000 yen, I think. 8,000 plus yen. Now, Max Factory released one at 1x7 scale for 21,700 yen. So, this is like 23k including taxes. Okay. So, in 10 years, in 1 decade, the same figure of Hatsune Miku, well, yeah, the one by Good Smile was 1x8. I think this is 1x7, slightly bigger. So we went from 8,000 yen all the way to 21,000 yen. Now this is really brutal. My salary, my paycheck certainly did not increase by double in 10 years, but then figure prices have gone up by more than double. This is really brutal. This figure reminds me of how bad inflation has hit us in the recent years. This Miku figure is quite nice, but then I would say don't pay full price for this. Please don't. This one can be had for maybe 18,000 yen easily. Yeah. The next one here from FGO, we have Sherlock Holmes 1x8 scale ruler class. From Max Factory and Orange Rouge, 20,000 yen only. Now 20k for this is actually okay. I wish that it is a bit cheaper. I can tell from these product pictures alone that this isn't a big figure. 23 centimeters only, yeah. That is pretty short, pretty small figure for a male character. Now, of course, if I collected male FGO figures too, I would totally, all over this, I would buy one. But yeah, I can't even finish buying the female ones, which is kind of sad. Up next, we have Rias Gremory from High School DxD Hero. That is Season 4 by KD Cole and Kadokawa 1x7 scale. This one is, wow, 36,000 yen standard. Kadokawa special set, 45,000 yen. Now, Kadokawa knows very well how popular Rias Gremory is, that they'll just ask for a high price from the get-go, doing pre-order, and you guys would still pay up like a boss anyway. Every single Rias Gremory figure that has been released in the past, yeah, every single one of them value went up. Kadokawa is aware of that, of course. And that includes the average looking ones made by Griffin Enterprises. Yeah, which was infamous for bad figures back then and went bankrupt. Yeah, their version of Rias Gremory still went up in value anyway. Not a fan of this version of Rias Gremory. I don't have a problem with her in the anime, but this is not my favorite version of her. Up next, we have Asuna at 1x7 skill by Kadokawa. This is Negligee version. Okay. Kadokawa poster set, 23,500 yen, standard 21,000 yen. Out on 21st. This is based on the cover of one of the light novel volumes, right? Doesn't look like her in the anime. Still looks fine though. I mean, it still looks like Asuna. Of course, not my favorite Asuna figure. I would love her in her battle outfit. Doesn't matter which version. Up next, this Nakano Nino figure 1x6 scale date style version by Good Smile. Yeah, I have been praising this series of figures from Good Smile for so many times over so many videos. Yeah, 1x6 scale, 17,000 yen. Casual outfit, super photogenic. There is no reason not to like them. I would love to pick up the entire set at some point. Yeah, this is a no-brainer. I would rather you buy something like this instead of those 30,000 plus yen ones by each stream, and then you get that giant diorama base for no good reason. I know this sounds hypocritical of me when I bought a giant diorama based figure in the form of Lancer Ultra Pentagon, but yeah, that is FGO. I'm willing to pay for that. uh, I mean, this is an anime character from a slice of life anime, so for something from slice of life, I would prefer a simpler figure. Yeah, if that makes any sense. Next one, we have Lala Satelline developed 1/7 scale by Amakuni and Hobby Japan. Finally, she is out after 49 years. 16,000 yen. Now, this is bargain for sure. I do have Momo, and I intend to only collect Momo. I don't care for any other characters anymore because I have given up on figure brands ever completing the entire set of To Love Ru characters. I would love to have Nemesis, if I have to be honest, but other than that, yeah, I don't care anymore. I used to have the entire set of the Max Factory To Love Ru Bright version, and until today, Yami is missing. I got fed up. I sold off the entire set to a friend. And with Amakuni, after so many years, how many characters have they made from this Harem Gold series? I think 4 characters. Lala, Momo, no Nana yet. They have Yami and Nemesis. Only 4 characters. Where are the rest? It will take them another 69 years to complete the series, so no thank you. Up next, another Hatsune Miku. This is Miku Expo 2021 version by Alpha Max. Now, it is unusual for Alpha Max to make non-ecchi figures nowadays, but this is so overpriced at 34,000 yen. I know the outfit is unique, but a unique outfit alone does not justify that 34,000 yen price tag over here. And it is not like the license fee for Miku is that expensive either. When Good Smile Miku figures, I mean, some of them are so amazing, so detailed, and they don't exceed 30,000 yen even. Why is this 34k? Up next, from Mushoku Tensei, Roxy Migadia 1/6 scale by Seoul International, 22,000 yen almost, out on 18th August. Okay, one of those wet appearance anime figures, and once again, can't recommend this. Roxy is the kind of character where there are so many choices, and this one is not one of them, not even top 3 best option. Even if we were to talk about fan service, this is not fan service enough. This is more softcore than softcore adult film. So, no, this one is not nice. Next one, okay, this Kohai-chan from Ganbare Doki-chan. I've spoken about this figure for the 5th time or the 6th time by now. Yeah, this thing is 18,000 yen while looking like a price figure in terms of the quality and the level of detail, which I can't recommend. Yeah. Up next, original character Julia 1/7 scale by Amakuni. Okay, this one is quite a nice looking character for almost 23,000 yen out on 10th of August. And there is nowhere on this planet where police officers dress up like this, right? Based on an artwork, of course, and the artwork of this figure is quite nice. 3 layers of cast off. You have this one over here, can cast off, and there is a bikini underneath, and you can remove the bikini as well. I'm not scrolling any further because it is not safe for work. Now, as for the character design on this one, yeah, I like it quite a bit. This one is a lot nicer than the other police officer figure I used to own in the past by Native. That was a really old figure, year 2013, 2014 or so. Yeah, but this one is a lot nicer than the other one. Up next, okay, 1/7 scale shell from Genshin Impact by Apex. This one is 1,000 Chinese yuan, but in Japan, 23,455 yen before taxes. Out on 10th of August, yep. This figure is actually out in mid to late July. I have already reviewed this figure, link right up here. Go and check him out. My first male scale figure review, but this one is an amazing purchase for any Genshin fan, unless you don't buy male characters in the first place. Yeah, go and check him out. Up next, we have Summoner Neko-san, original character, 1/5, nice. By Daiki Kogyo, 30,000 yen. Okay, 30 centimeters, yeah, more like 20 cm, right? That stuff over there once again. And this has to be an, cast-offable figure, of course. Everything Daiki makes is cast-offable. Not really my kind of figure, really. Yeah, based on an illustration. Oh, this is nice lighting over here. Up next, we have Azur FuRyu, Handful Girls must be artwork based by Apex, 1/7 skill, 800 Chinese yuan or 18,000 Japanese yen, almost out on 9th of August. One of those Chinese theme anime figures which is so common nowadays. Yeah, very photogenic. As you can see, yeah, this is a very simple photography work of her, but it looks quite nice. Seriously, there are so many Chinese culture influenced figures nowadays. I think they are second only to bunny suit figures in terms of how common they are. Up next, okay, we have Chainsaw Man by Rias Gremory figure and E-Stream at 1/7 skill, 42,000 yen. Yeah, one of the best looking figures of Chainsaw Man out there, but comes with a price, of course, pretty expensive, and I bet this thing is already 50k, 60k by now, right? Because E-Stream, they don't make huge quantities of their figures, right? So they become rare and expensive very fast, regardless of which figure. Let's have a look at the aftermarket prices. Yeah, Ninin Game is asking for 51,000 yen, Animota 90,000 yen. Ridiculous. I wouldn't pay 90k for something like this. And those are the only two links where you can buy it from, at least on MFC. So as you can see, yeah, you want an E-Stream figure, pre-order it early. I nearly made that mistake with Lancer Ultra. Up next, we have, yeah, Banzai Child Marriage. Once again, Erika Ainsworth by KD Cole, wedding version. Fate Khalid Liner Prisma Ilya. This one is 26,000 yen for Lolly. Man, this is so overpriced. Okay. I remember her now. I also called this figure overpriced back then. My opinion hasn't changed one bit. And you know, with wedding dresses, maybe this is something that is only in Western culture, but nobody is going to wear a black wedding dress. In general, over here in Asia, black color is just bad luck or death, the symbol of those two things. So you won't see people wear black wedding dresses over here. Next, okay, these are low cost figures. Yun Ying Gift plus 1/10 skill by Mietos. Mietos has a series of low cost figures at 1/10 skill. Yeah, they are about 4,000 plus yen each, pop up territory. But then the figures they make under this series, a lot of Chinese game or Chinese light novel origin. This one is no different. Not my kind of figure. The same applies to this one, also only 4,300 yen. Yeah, as long they don't mess up the paintwork on the fine details, I won't complain about anything else. Up next, we have original character Elle's Ballet. Okay, 1/7 skill by Otherware. I don't know why this company decided to call themselves Otherware, because it does sound like underwear to me. Okay, Chinese brand, yep. 900 Chinese yuan or 19,000 Japanese yen. Now, there are two different versions. This is the regular version, and then, yeah, deluxe edition for 19,000 yen. Same comment, most of the time I will tell you guys to go for the better and more expensive version. Though I'm certain this advice from me is going to blow up on my face in the future. Like, I will end up going against my very own advice. Up next, we have Gilgamesh at 1/8 skill by Alter, 27,000 yen, out on 1st of August. Alright, I would love to buy this figure, seriously. But as I mentioned earlier, I need to buy the girls first, because Oppai Daisuke, yeah. Not Jin Daisuke, I like Oppai, so I'll buy the girls first before I even consider buying him. The problem is, by the time I want to pick him up, I'm afraid the value might start going up. In the short term, the value won't be a problem, but 6 months later, yeah, he might become really expensive. I think it has already happened to Gawain. Yeah, 1/8 skill Gawain. Right after release, Gawain bargain bin, very cheap in Taobao, China, especially. But if you were to get one today, not so simple. Up next, we have Asuna 1/7 skill Undine Summer Wedding version by Kadokawa and Revolve, 19,000 yen, out on 2nd of August. Yeah, this is the what do you call that? ALO version, right? Which is my least favorite version. I think many people think the same way as I do. I'm not a fan of that blue color hair over there. Not to mention ALO reminds us of our favorite character in Sword Art Online, Professor Sugo. And then the next skill figure over here, okay, from Arc Knights, we have 1x7 skill Amiya by Apex. This one is just over 16,000 yen out on 2nd of August. Yeah, the color is on the bland side of things, but if you love Arc Knights, this is a really good buy. In real life, yeah, a black dress like this, a really frilly black dress, and it looks amazing, right? I would love a girl I date to wear like this, but on a figure, yeah, it can look a bit bland in terms of the color scheme. That is how it is. The next figure here, alright, the next 1 dozen figure or so, they are all 1x4 scales. I've grouped all of them together to make things easier for me. Okay, the first one here, X-rated figure, Binding Creators Opinion, Creators Collection, Yuki Shiratori, 1x4 scale, 40,000 yen out on 31st of August. Alright, if I want a 1x4 scale binding figure, this one is a bit too common, too generic, like, you know, this is just what FreeInk does, except that you get all those parts exposed. So it feels a bit generic and common to me. The next one here, okay, this figure is quite the surprise to me. Lisha Elfrieden, 1x4 scale bunny version by FreeInk from Genjitsu Shugi Yusha. Okay, yeah, I actually watched this anime. Some people found the anime a bit boring, which I do agree, but I managed to finish the series because the world building aspect, the economical aspect of the anime, I think was quite interesting to keep me watching all the way through the 2 seasons or so. But that anime wasn't exactly that popular, so I was quite surprised that FreeInk even bothered to make a 1x4 scale of this character over here. Personally, I wouldn't bother, yeah. I wouldn't bother with this character. The next one here, okay, 1x4 scale Makima by FreeInk. This is 35,000 yen. Now, if you loved Makima and you have the cash on hand, now that this figure is out, grab one before you regret it, because this thing is going to sell out really quickly. Given how popular she is, together with Power, of course, you need to get both if you loved any one of them. Yeah, the next time this figure is being re-released, those stockings will be gone. And to me, bunny suit without stockings, they look a bit weird. So you need to get it with stockings over here. As bland as things may seem, right? Yeah, this is no different from that binding figure earlier, that binding bunny figure, which is also all black, but this is Makima we're talking about. So yeah, this thing is going to sell out really quickly. Okay, oh no. Okay, look at this guy over here. I have been told by Amazon JP that the reason I still don't have it is because it was sold out, even being one of the first ones to pre-order it. There, I just told you guys. I did not cheat by reading it in advance, right? I did not even check out the comments section at the bottom. And now Ninin Game is asking for 45,000 yen for her. Yeah, it is just going to get worse, trust me. So if you want one today and you did not pre-order one, I guess that you need some luck over here. The next one here, we have Sawara Ayaka 1x4 scale, yeah, original character, Barrel version by Binding and Native. Wow, 30,000 yen for 1x4 is nice. In the end, it is all down to personal taste, not my kind of figure. Next one, another 1x4 scale original character by Binding, Shasho Mihiro. This one is 33,000 yen out on 10th of August. So basically a 1x4 scale figure of an original character in missionary position, which is arguably the most boring, the most beginner, the most amateur position in baby making. So try other positions when you are in bed. This is boring to look at. And up next, we have another original character, Kinshino Ane, 1x4 scale bunny version by Binding and Native as well. Also, 35,000 yen. Okay, more boring bunny girl figures over here. Yeah, artwork based, of course. There are way too many figures of this that I'm surprised that people don't get tired of it. The next one here, another one, Bunny Girl. Okay, Kasumi 1x4 scale by binding and native. This one is 34,000 yen. Looks like a Tony art character in some way, but yeah, it is not. I don't think so. Face problem. Not my kind of girl as well. Face problem. Like, no matter how hot the body is, if the face is a problem, then it is a problem. The next one here, we have two figures for rich politicians who are secretly anime fans. Prime 1 Studio 1x4 scale, Asuka Langli and Rei Ayanami. Now this whole thing over here, at 1x4 scale, it's going to be like this big man. Let me guess, I haven't seen the price yet. 200,000 yen or 200,000 to 250,000. Now let's have a look. Okay. 160k is still okay. If this one went on pre-order today, yeah, this would be over 200k easily. And two different versions. I'm not sure what is their difference over here. And of course, yeah, Ayanami Rei, presumably for the same price of almost 160,000 yen. Yeah, this is also one of those figures where if you buy one, you need the other. After all, it is only 2 characters, not 9 characters like Love Live, you know. Only 2 characters, so this is more like 300 plus thousand yen before taxes and shipping cost. The next one, another 1x4 scale. At least this is not a bunny girl party look. 1x4 Kisaragi Kasurako. 37,000 yen out in August. Party Look is a Chinese brand, by the way, and this is the only picture we have. Yeah, not very nice either. What pose is that? Yeah, that is half missionary and half something else, I think. Of course, with such a niche character, I'm not expecting any user pictures to show up. Yeah, nothing at all. And the last 1x4 scale, another bunny figure, Alison Fincher 1x4 scale by binding and native, 36,000 yen. Well, let's have a look. Yeah, at least this one looks a lot nicer. Face, I told you, I care about the face so much that the body is secondary. Yeah, this one is quite thick, man. That ass over there. The hairstyle, the face, I like it a lot. They don't look very similar, don't they? The figure and the artwork, they look like two completely different characters, but if I have to choose, yeah, I like how the figure looks like a lot more. Now we are done with 1x4 scales, we move on quickly to pop-up parades. So this is a list of pop-up parades out in August 2023. Surprisingly, it is way lesser than I was expecting. The first one here, yeah, Bridget. Okay, so to those of you guys who can't afford all the other scale figures of her or him, yeah, this is the one to go for. I'm more interested in user pictures, but there are none of them yet. Yeah, sad. I would love to see how the paint work turns out for the outfit and also the mouth region. Actually, my concern is the mouth region. Will the paints work around the red color region? Yeah, the lips and also the teeth. Like, we don't want the paint to be either too thick or too thin, right? The next one here, Hawks from BNHA. Okay, 4,300 yen. No user pictures yet. This is a very nice looking pop-up red figure. Up next, we have Vash the Stampede from Trigun Stampede by Good Smile. Also same price. Oh wow. There is a bootleg of this? Okay. Actually, if you can ignore the difference at the paintwork at the finger area over there, the bootleg looks really convincing. I'm assuming the left one is a bootleg, right? Or is it just no idea? If that really is a bootleg, man, the quality of bootlegs nowadays are nothing to laugh at. Up next, Monica from Doki Doki Literature Club, 4,300 yen as well. Alright, this looks like a nice buy for sure. Oh, is Doki Doki Literature Club really popular or something? Because, I mean, Some of the figures I was a bit interested in, no user pictures, and this one there are already 11 user pics. More like pictures from 2 different people only, right? These are okay, let's have a look. Oh no, oh no. The mouth. Oh no, what happened to her mouth over here? See, this is why I'm so afraid of pop-up rates. Alright, now we shall compare the pictures side by side and you tell me where the problem is. You see the difference here? The one on the left, she just had something really spicy that her lips are swollen, her mouth is swollen, and this comparison over here is the perfect example why I don't trust pop-up rates at all. This is a train wreck. Maybe some of you don't care, but to me, this is a complete train wreck. I wouldn't buy this, and if I pre-ordered this figure and I'm seeing this, I would cancel the pre-order. Really. Alright, so moving on to the next figure. Okay, now this is the sad part because you see, Tsukihime series, Type Moon as well, Type Moon Universe. So I am very interested in picking up these pop-up rate figures, and I hope that Good Smile does not mess them up because that would be really sad. Okay, so we have Hisui and Kohaku. I think with Hisui, this is a safer figure to get because the outfit is very simple, nothing much to screw up, no intricate details, and her mouth is closed. But for Kohaku, yeah, because the mouth is open, there is a likelihood Good Smile will give her a swollen mouth again. These two are twins, so naturally if you get one, you need the other one. I'm going to wait for user pictures and come back later because this is one of those few rare exceptions where if the figure turns out to be decent, I will pick one up for each character. The next one here, Tsukihime as well, To no Akiha. Same thing, I'll wait for what the final product looks like and maybe pick one up. After all, this is Type Moon, no user pictures yet, very sad. Okay, up next, from Blue Lock, we have Bachira Meguru by Good Smile and Orange Rouge, 4,300 yen as well. Once again, if the left one is actually a bootleg, I would say they really did a great job over there. Up next, we have Viral from Tengen Toka Gurren Lagann, 4,300 yen. So anything that is not Hololive, their pricing is quite low. And with Gurren Lagann, yeah, you don't have much choices out there, right? You want figures from that anime series. Pop-up rates are the way to go. The next one here, we have Ringabel from Bravely Default. Okay, this one looks like human penguin to me in some ways. Yeah, because of the short legs, right? Next one here, we have Yuna from Kuma Kuma Bear Pop-Up Rate L. This is a larger version, 7,500 yen or so. I reviewed the normal version from a few years back, right? This is already an old figure, the normal version. And because this was a relatively simple figure, the normal pop-up rate was actually quite nicely made. If you want to get one today, yeah, go ahead and buy one. I have a review of this figure on my channel as well. The next one here, top up rate, Tokito Muichiro from Kime Yaiba. Now this one I can't recommend at all. Even the price figure brands out there did a better job with him, right? Like, he is just staring there with a blank face, staring into the distance, wondering about his future. Yeah. This is really pathetic. Like, there is barely any effort coming from Good Smile. They've ran out of ideas and then they just make a figure of him out of an obligation to do it because they need to complete the entire cast. Seriously, this is not worth it at all, not even at the 4,300 yen price point. Go and get a price figure of him. The next one here, Himeno from Chainsaw Man. Now this is one of those few Chainsaw Man characters that does not have a skill figure because, yeah, supporting character, dead somewhere in the middle of the series, so not as popular, I assume. Okay. Yeah, this is price figure quality right here. Are there any user pictures? No, not yet. perhaps not that popular, right? Next one here, okay, from Seiken Densetsu. I actually watched episode 1 of the anime, only episode 1. I was very impressed with the animation quality, the production quality, but then in the end, I did not continue watching it for some reason. This is Shilo from this anime series and game, perhaps. 4,300 yen as well. Now, this one looks quite nice. I feel like I'm looking at a Kingdom Hearts character over here. Very nice color scheme. Yeah, and this is the kind of figure where there is a lower chance of good smells messing it up. I mean, look at the character design, you can kind of tell. And the last pop-up rate figure also from Seiken Densetsu. Yeah, this one right here. The guy looks a lot nicer, isn't it? Or is that a guy at all? Maybe could be a tomboy girl. I have no idea. Yeah, the other one is a lot nicer, but this pair of figures are a nice purchase, really. That is all for pop-up parade figures. We move on to the last section of today's video. There are a bunch of figures here which are already released in August, confirmed, but they don't have an exact release date. They only have a release month, just August 2023, right? So the first one over here, there are two versions of this figure of Urza Scarlet from Fairy Tail. Two different colors, this one, and also there is what they call the dark flame version, is it? Samurai light flame jet black version. Alright. So there is this blue flame version and the red flame version. What do you think? Which one do you prefer? This is a tough one to me because both of them look excellent, but of course, I think this red flame version is slightly better if I had to choose. And this one is going for 34,500 yen at 1/6 scale by Orca Toys, out in August. Orca Toys, they are about Daiki Kogyo level in terms of quality, average B tier figure company. The paintwork is quite nice. As you can see, there is some shading going on, but they are nowhere near Max Factory, not to mention Outer. They are not even touching Max Factory or Amakuni yet, right? Overall, their figures are still great purchases. I mean, look at the sculpting on the body over here. I'm not a fan of very muscular women, but even so, as a product of art, yeah, I like this a lot. This is really nice, right? If anything, the sculpting on this figure of Urza at least is really top tier. I don't think other scale figures of her are this muscular. The next one here, we have Little Illustrious from Azur Lane by Neat, 17,200 yen. And this figure shows us why Lolly is justice, right? This is very nice, very adorable. The figure may be mostly white color, but I can see some shading and gradients in the paintwork. I'm always a big fan of that. And maybe this applies to this character called Illustrious, right? Earlier in the starting part of this video, I mentioned that how that 1/7 scale Illustrious figure by Union Creative, the hair is a bit too glossy. Now seeing that this Lolly version is also the same, like very shiny hair over there, perhaps I'm not looking at the big picture. Maybe that is what her character design is like. Up next, okay, Hoshino Shizuru and Luquia 1/7 scale by Mega House from Princess Connect. Yeah, she is already out in August for 25,000 yen. Now for this figure over here, 25k feels really expensive. But then again, Mega House, what do you expect, right? Bandai. Yeah. Basically, this is a swimsuit figure with a bit extra accessories around her and a nice sandy looking base. For 25k, to me, it still feels rather expensive. Next one here, okay, this one is for the rich. Kinomoto Sakura 1/4 scale Yoshi by FuRyu and Yoshitoku. Yeah, the one where you get real kimono fabric for a huge amount. $153 US. Yeah, she is already out in August. Now, I actually like this one a lot more than some other versions. Like, what was the name again? The one from Dead Alive. What was her name? Kurumi, yeah. This kimono version of Kurumi in this 1x4 scale outfit. I actually saw a review of the figure, and to me, I did not like it that much, if I had to be honest. But with this Sakura figure, somehow I think it works well with her. Works better on her even. Must be the character design, I suppose. The next one here, we have Mayano Top Gun from Uma Musume, 1x7 scale by Mega House for 22,000 yen. Now this makes a bit more sense in terms of the pricing department. Okay, so 1x7 at 22k is actually not a bad purchase for Uma Musume fans. Now that I'm doing monthly, weekly figure news, you know, I'm starting to realize there is actually more. There are actually a lot more Uma Musume figures than I initially realized. Up next, we have another Miku figure, 1x7 scale Magical Mirai 10th anniversary version by Alpha Satellite Eastream. Alpha Satellite is Eastream and Design Coco. Almost 30,000 yen before taxes, out in August as well. Not a fan of the design over here, yeah. I would be more than glad to skip this version. It is purely subjective, isn't it? There are so many different interpretations of one single character in terms of design, and you won't be able to make everyone happy as an artist. It is a normal thing. The next one here, okay, that overpriced Hestia figure. I remember this one. Over 40,000 yen, right? 1x7 scale wedding dress version. Oh, okay. 32,000 yen. Then this is not the one. There is another Hestia figure which is over 40k. This is not it. Okay, this one is 32,000 yen, out in August as well. As usual, FuRyu and FNEX, they don't really have a solid release date. Hestia is one of those anime characters, right, back in the mid-2010s, where when the season 1 of Danmachi aired, every single figure company wanted a slice of the profit. They rushed the figure out, and then eventually she bins into oblivion, like from 9,000 yen down to 5,000 yen, and yet nobody bought it. Hestia is that kind of character back then. Yeah, now we are getting figures from her, but I can't help but notice that the paint work on this figure is very uninspiring. Yeah, black hair, you can't really do much shading, I get it. But you know, the colors on this figure is almost monotonous, if not for the blue color on her outfit and her eyes. Personally, I would suggest hunting for the older releases in the past from many years ago. My personal favorite is the Amakuni 1x6 scale, but the problem is that that was a Hobby Japan exclusive. I'm afraid she is also quite expensive by today, assuming can find one. The next one here, oh yes, I want this. I want this figure. Shiromi Iori 1x7 scale from Blue Archive by Wings Incorporated. Oh, only 18,000 yen. That is quite affordable. Yeah, not a very detailed figure, very obviously. But for the character design, yeah, I like her quite a bit. I'm all about character design over. Yeah, 1x7 sure, but the size of the figure 19 centimeters. 19 centimeters in this lying position. Yeah, not too bad, I think, not too bad. I'm going to bookmark this. I'm going to add this to my collection wish list first, and I'll come back later. I don't expect this figure to become rare very soon. The next one here, Kotobukiya Yui Nurse version by Union Creative. Yeah, this is non-scale at 18,000 yen, but actually, this is closer to 1x6 scale if you checked out every other figure in this lineup. So they are not bad purchases in terms of the value side of things. But then again, I mentioned this in the previous video as well. I don't like a shelf of figures of the same exact outfit. So let's say they do a series of figures of Tulefru characters, and all of them are in this pink color nurse outfit. I'm not sure if I like that at all. Reminds me of Alto's Yami-chan at 1x7 scale in that pink color outfit. I would rather buy that one and forget about other characters. Up next, we have original character Petunia 1x7 scale by Aoko. 21,000 yen for the deluxe one, 19,000 yen for the standard one, out in August. Wow, this figure is very similar to that Blue Archive figure earlier. Yeah, Iori just now. Micro bikini. I'll just go for the blue archive character, you know. Next one here, okay, yep. Grand Assassin, Hassan from FGO. Now, I won't be able to afford this thing for sure. I would love to have one just because I'm a big fan of FGO. This is a resin figure, right? This is not PVC. This one is out in August for 130,000 USD. Oh, this is polystone, not resin. Polystone is an even harder material than resin itself, very fragile, but the amount of detail you can replicate on a polystone as a material, right? It is on another different level. Yeah. The next one here, original character Alex Deborah Vashilieva. Russian name, is it? Anyways, 1x6 scale by Astrum Design, Chinese brand, 26,400 yen. Oh, I like the raincoat a lot. Are those lens pouches? You know, those looks like lens pouches for us photographers. Okay. I like this so much. Yeah, looks like a raincoat to me, a very fashionable one. I want one. I want one. Let me bookmark it first and I'll come back to it later. This is more like trying to help myself remember what I want. Up next, we have Black Magician Girl Kuribo 1x6 scale by Magic Arts. Must be a resin figure, right? Oh yeah, must be a licensed resin figure. 1,000 Chinese yuan. Yeah, totally looks like third party stuff, but this is licensed figure, which is why it is on MFC. If this was unlicensed, it wouldn't be in this website. The paint work is quite nice. I really love it over here. Yeah. And 1,000 Chinese yuan is not too expensive either. This is actually a good buy. The next one here, this 1x7 scale figure of Albedo by FNEX, very expensive, 40,000 yen, out in August, but this one is arguably my favorite scale figure of Albedo. Out of so many of them out there, yeah, this is my absolute favorite. So photogenic that I would love to photograph this figure. I don't see myself paying 40,000 yen for this, but if I get the opportunity someday, I would love to photograph this figure. And there are already 19 user pictures. Okay, let's have a look. All of them are uploaded by the same user. This is not helping at all. The photo isn't really nice. And okay, I'm seeing a problem over here. It looks like she is playing with seaweed, don't you think? Let's have a look at the comments at the bottom. Not a fan of those water effects, but glad to know they are at least removable. Okay, that is good news at least. So Nutella here said it is disappointing. Meanwhile, another person here said she looks incredible. And that is the problem over here, you see. Different people have different levels of expectation. Mine is on the high side of things because of my experience in this hobby. To me, this is not very convincing, but then again, it might be partly due to a bad quality photo. So I'm afraid I can't make much of a conclusion over here based on this picture. Like this one over here looks terrible. Up next, we have Mizuhara Chizuru 1x6 scale Christmas version by Hako Iri Musume. Now, this is a new figure brand, and I would like to see what their figures are like. 20,000 yen out in August. There are user pictures, thankfully. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. A very solid looking figure, if anything. Yeah, I wouldn't call it outstanding in any way, but looks solid. My personal favorite figure of Chizuru is still the one by Good Smile. Yeah, the casual outfit, which looks like you're dating her. That is my favorite. Up next, we have a pair of figures from ReZero. This one we have Emilia Elegant Beauty version by Animaster, Good Smile, and Kadokawa. Wow. 3 figure companies working together, and also this figure of Ram. Yeah. So they are out in August for 22,680 yen each, which is actually a rather reasonable price. Animaster is a Chinese brand, and they are working with a Japanese brand, Kadokawa and Good Smile. Now this is interesting, but probably just the licensing part, right? Okay. So are there any user pictures at all? Wow, 53! 53 pictures. And now RAM, we have 66 pictures over here. See, RAM is still a better waifu. Okay, 2 figures in 1 picture now. This is convenient. Yeah. They look great. I don't see any problems over here in this picture. Now, if you like this pair of figures, go ahead and pick one up. Up next, we have Tenitol figures, right? I think the last 3 figures for today are Tenitol figures. Low cost figures by FuRyu. Nakano Nino from Gotobun no Hanayome. Oh, there is a movie, Eiga. I haven't watched it yet. Okay, so this one is 6,200 yen. Looks pretty solid. Alright, are there any user pictures at all? No user pictures. Next, we have Hakure Remove Tenitol series, 6,700 yen. No user pictures as well, which is disappointing because we all know how popular Toho is. And this is one of the best looking Tenitol figures out there. Yeah. Let's hope the actual final product looks like this. This is a really good buy for 6,200 yen. And the last figure for today are Haikyuu, Hinata Shoujo. Okay, so with figures from Haikyuu, the problem is that a few characters look great. This Hinata Shoujo figure is one of them, while the rest look kind of like, overpriced price figures. Yeah, that is the problem over here. There is a lack of consistency, so I'm not sure how to recommend. But are there even any price figures of Haikyuu characters? I don't recall seeing any. All I know is Mega House has a series of pound-sized figures which are really tiny and expensive. So I'm afraid you don't have much of a choice over here other than pop-up rates, of course. And that concludes the monthly highlights of figures released in August 2023. Which one is coming to your doorstep? Let me know down in the comments below. Until then, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more figure news. In the future, I do weekly figure news as well. Until then, I shall see you guys again soon. Goodbye.